Tom Cameron crazy.
Brett Huntley, David Brazier, John Chen. Tom Brokaw.
Tonight, Hurricane Rita. Nearly 2 million people trying to leave the Texas and Louisiana coasts. Hundreds of thousands are jammed on highways looking for higher ground as the storm approaches. Bracing for more, last-minute attempts to shore up New Orleans storm weakened levees. Will Rita bring a new round of flooding? Energy crisis. Oil and gas refineries shut down as Rita bears down. What will this mean for already volatile energy prices? And reality TV. A damaged JetBlue flight forced to make an emergency landing, and the passengers watch it on live television.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. Tonight it feels like a kind of national emergency along a huge stretch of the Gulf Coast from Texas to Louisiana. There is a major hurricane making up its mind as to where to hit and when, and in the hours to go, Americans are on the move. That includes many of the people in this nation's fourth largest city, Houston, Texas. Here's what we know at this hour. Hurricane Rita is a Category 4 storm, may become a 5 again before landfall. That, by the way, is being predicted for Saturday morning as the storm's forward progress slowed down a bit today. And tonight, just under 2 million people are moving away from the coastline to get out of its way. There is a massive human drama unfolding on the highways of the state of Texas at this hour, as it has all day, in 100-degree heat, packed family cars, some on the road for 15 hours and more, are running out of gas on the drive northbound. At one point, there is a backup of 100 miles. And that is just one piece of the story we have covered again across the region tonight. We'll begin with the storm and meteorologist Bill Cairns at our digital weather cable channel, NBC Weather Plus. Bill, good evening, and any further guess as to where this is going to make landfall?
Oh, very good, Brian. Good evening. There's two important points we need to make. First off, it has barely weakened in the last 24 hours, and if anything, the last couple hours looking even more impressive. So it's not impossible this could go back up to Category 5 strength. The other important point, compared to this time last night, the forecast has shifted 100 miles northwards up the coast, now with an expected landfall somewhere between Houston and Galveston on the left side and southwest Louisiana on the right. And we do expect a landfall probably of a Category 4 storm, but there is that possibility of a lower end 5 or maybe a Category 3. That's the wiggle room we have there. The computer models, the landfall in excellent agreement. After that, we have a whole nother problem once we head into the weekend. The computers are stalling out the system somewhere in Louisiana or East Texas. We could see significant flooding problems all the way into Monday and Tuesday. New Orleans, tropical storm warnings in effect, and we could see up to 6 inches of rain in New Orleans by the time this storm is all said and done, with additional flooding problems. Brian?
And that could be a disaster. We'll get to that in a moment. Bill, thank you as always. The exodus from Galveston and Houston started before these latest computer models that are now showing the storm moving 100 miles to the east. But as they say, there is no turning back, and those cities will still likely get pounded by this storm. NBC's Lester Holt is with us tonight from Galveston. Lester, good evening.
Brian, good evening. They did start early here in Galveston. Officials said today they believe 90% of the population of this city is now gone. Largely in this area, people are listening and they are leaving. They're listening so well, in fact, that the major roads moving north are at a virtual standstill. Stories of people spending hours and hours to go a mile or two. And tens of thousands of others who haven't left are getting nervous.
Interstate 45 is virtually at a standstill.
As of late this afternoon, all roads lead north from the Texas coast. For the first time ever, the governor has reversed traffic on the southbound lanes of I-45 to try and create a big one-way express lane out of danger.
I want to say something to all those individuals that are stuck in traffic right now. Stay calm, stay patient. You've done the right thing.
But many drivers have run out of gas waiting to move. The state has dispatched gas tankers, but they have to ride these highways too. And the mayor of Houston says he's looking for a plan B.
We've requested for quite some time
some military airlift capability so we can get fuel closer to the spot so it can be delivered.
There's gridlock at Houston's George Bush International Airport, where 100 screeners didn't show up for their shifts today. The airplanes headed out are all full. But the evacuation plan is working on Galveston Island. Its historic town center and beaches largely abandoned. Even the jail evacuated.
I'm getting the hell out.
Alice Molney and Michael G. have little money and no car, but want to leave.
You call the police?
The police are coming. They're going to take us, I believe, to the bus.
And minutes later, a city employee does arrive to drive both to the Island Community Center, where buses stand ready to evacuate those with no other means of escape, many with Katrina on their minds.
Who's scared?
City officials say if you haven't left by now, you've got a problem.
If you don't leave by now on a bus, you're going to be stuck on a highway in hurricane winds.
I'll manage.
The last bus left without 79-year-old Helena Avery.
I'm going to stay right here and go down with Rita.
Others feared they'd never find a hotel room even if they did get through traffic. So they decided to ride it out here. Officials in Galveston are encouraged that Rita's changing path may spare them a direct hit. Still, FEMA is telling everyone to leave and don't look back until the coast is clear.
Well, I don't think anyone in the Gulf Coast is out of harm's way.
Those who stay will find there is no designated point of refuge. Brian officials here say there is no shelter of last resort.
Lester Holt in Galveston for us tonight. Lester, thanks for that. It's not impossible. People could get stuck on the interstate for this storm. We want to take you back now to this enormous and awful traffic jam, which is really stretching across 2 states tonight as people try to get out of this storm's path. Carl Quintanilla is on Interstate 10 in Sulphur, Louisiana. That's just west of Lake Charles. Carl, good evening to you.
Good evening, Brian. The picture on the ground is as ugly as it is in the air. This is Interstate 10 going eastbound into Louisiana, a 5-mile-an-hour crawl that extends at least 40 miles in this direction. Everyone here basically has one thing in common. That's getting out of Rita's projected path. So they get out of their cars. They chat with one another about rumors about what's the best evacuation route. They say they have no real interest what's down the end of this highway in many cases, only that it's out of the projected path they think Rita will make. Of course, the irony is the storm has changed on many of them now heading into the projected path without really knowing it. And whether they're black, white, or in many cases, Brian, Hispanic, their biggest fear is getting stranded on this highway with no gas and nowhere to hide when Rita makes landfall tomorrow night. Brian.
Carl Quintanilla alongside the awful Interstate 10, which could take a pounding when this storm arrives. Carl, thank you for that. And of course, all eyes are on FEMA in this storm now after that debacle in New Orleans. For this hurricane, they're set up well inland. That would be San Antonio, Texas. That's where NBC's Tom Costello is standing by tonight at Fort Sam Houston. Tom, good evening.
Brian, good evening to you. We see FEMA much more determined to get out ahead of the storm. They have pre-positioned 100 semi-trucks, and they are loaded 3 deep here. They run the length of this field in the middle of Fort Sam Houston on both sides of the field. They are loaded down with ice, with water, with food, and generators are on the way. And as you mentioned, they chose San Antonio because we're well out of the storm's path and because we have quick access from here on the highways down to the Texas coast. The 3-star general in charge of Fort Sam Houston has been told he will head up Task Force Rita should that become necessary. Now, San Antonio has been playing host, as you know, to 12,000 evacuees from Louisiana over the last few weeks. 2,400 of them are still in evacuation shelters, and tonight they are now accepting thousands of evacuees out of Houston. Those people being told, bring your own food and bring your own bedding because the shelters are running low. Brian?
What a turn of events. Tom Costello in San Antonio for us tonight, and it is hard to believe, but tonight New Orleans is under a tropical storm warning. They may get more of this storm than they thought, and neither the levees nor the people can take it. There's an uneasy mood tonight in the Big Easy, and once again, NBC's Kevin Tibbles is with us from New Orleans. Kevin, good evening to you.
Brian, it's been raining here off and on all day as skies darken and blue tarps flap on damaged roofs. New Orleans may not be receiving the direct hit, but any new damage here could be staggering.
What's the pain in the butt right now?
Just like Houston, lines tonight in New Orleans, some desperate to get out, others who refuse to leave, desperate to stock up on supplies. Already in parts of the 9th Ward, rising water has seeped into areas dry yesterday. And with Rita shifting east, the governor delivered a sober message.
Some people insist on staying and believe that they can weather this kind of storm, that perhaps they should write their Social Security numbers on their arms with indelible ink.
The military says New Orleans can expect at minimum over a half-foot of rain and winds in excess of 50 miles per hour and a storm surge of several feet.
The levees have been stressed, so the message to the people remain, if you were in an area that flooded during Katrina, you need to evacuate.
But to where? Residents face Rita on one side and closed Katrina-flooded roads on the other.
And I don't know where we would go. We can't go west, we can't go east, you have to go north.
Problem is, north is the direction everyone else is already headed, leaving many who returned here stuck in a city with few services, gas, food, medicines at a premium, and few people left to do the work.
We are, in essence, a hurt puppy right now. We don't have all of our resources available to us.
I just came home after 4 weeks.
What's it going to take for you to go?
Me. Yeah, the wife.
I want to leave for my kids.
Tonight, as the clouds swirl above, down below, New Orleans scrambles to hunker down.
And we certainly didn't think that after we took, a strong blow to the chin, we'd then have to take perhaps one to the belly.
Aside from warnings from every single government official to get out of town, those who remain tonight are also being told only 3 hospitals here remain open, Brian, and they're operating on greatly reduced service.
What a mess. Kevin, thank you. Kevin Tibbles in New Orleans tonight. And up next, NBC News in depth with Hurricane Rita bearing down on the heart of Texas oil and gas country. How high are energy prices going to go this time? And later, talk about a full house, the family that's taken in dozens of Katrina evacuees.
Since I have type 2 diabetes, I try to do what my doctor says.
But her blood sugar is still too high. I exercise whenever I can, but his numbers still won't come down.
I try to watch what I eat.
But her blood sugar is still not under control.
Even though you diet, exercise, and take your medicine, managing type 2 diabetes can be hard. Adding Avandia can help. Avandia lowers blood sugar. It works differently than other diabetes medicines by helping your body use its own natural insulin better. And Avandia can help maintain blood sugar control.
Avandia may cause fluid retention or swelling, which can make some heart problems worse or lead to heart failure. Avandia is not right for everyone. Talk to your doctor if you have heart failure or liver problems. Blood tests should be used to check for liver problems before starting and while taking Avandia. Avandia may cause weight gain. It may cause low blood sugar when taken with other diabetes medicines and may increase your risk of pregnancy. I got my blood sugar under control. You really did. Could adding Avandia help you?
Who would ever think that the waste we generate could generate enough green energy to power an entire community? Who would think that neighborhood playing fields could share common ground with a working landfill? We would. We're Waste Management, and we're partnering with communities to create places we can all be proud to call home. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green, think Waste Management.
My new grandson should always feel safe in my hands, arthritis, pain, or not. That's why I trust Advil. Even after 20 years, nothing has been proven more effective on tough pain. Not Tylenol, not Aleve.
Advil, fast, strong, trusted.
If you're over 50 and take calcium, you may be cheating your bones if you don't get enough vitamin D. Yet Tums has none. Caltrate Chewables has D to help optimize calcium absorption. Get more with great-tasting, fruit-flavored Caltrate Chewables.
We're back with NBC News in depth tonight. With this nation's oil and gas industry still recovering from Hurricane Katrina, Rita could strike another blow to the heart of refinery country right there along the Texas and Louisiana coastline. About a quarter of the nation's oil and gas production takes place right in that area, and another supply disruption could hit consumers very hard. The industry itself tonight pleaded with motorists in America to refrain from topping off their tanks because of tight supplies already. In depth tonight, here is NBC News Chief Financial Correspondent Ann Thompson.
In Houston today, a rush for gas.
And the moment it started gushing fuel into the tanks here, the cars started lining up.
Plastic bags cover bone-dry pumps in Covington, Louisiana, while refineries on the Texas coast are shutting down. All signs of what one oil analyst called the worst-case scenario, a second deadly hurricane bearing down on the nation's oil industry and consumers' wallets.
That's going to translate into $3 and $4 gasoline, just as we saw in the wake of Katrina.
87 of the more than 100 rigs in the Gulf of Mexico are evacuated. But the real concern are the 21 refineries in Rita's reach, producing everything from heating oil to jet fuel to gasoline. An industry still reeling from a direct hit by Katrina. 4 refineries remain shut down, including this Murphy oil facility and 2 others here in the New Orleans area. As consumers brace for another super price spike, there are accusations of price gouging and profiteering. $29 billion made by the oil companies this spring, with more to come after a summer of record gas prices, has consumer advocates calling for a windfall profits tax.
The oil industry has a real impact on our economy and on families' budgets, and this type of profit is just not responsible.
The Federal Trade Commission is investigating whether oil companies held down capacity to keep prices artificially high after Katrina. Today, in full-page newspaper ads, the industry fought back, saying it's not price gouging driving the cost of gasoline, but supply and demand.
What we're really seeing is the market at work, and we're seeing these higher prices because we really had a major disruption in supplies.
And another one looms, promising more stormy weather at the pumps. Ann Thompson, NBC News, New Orleans.
We'll take a look at stocks. We're back with more right after this.
If you're thinking about joint replacement surgery, here's an important question to consider. Which implant is right for your specific needs? Only your doctor knows for sure. He also knows that Biomet offers the widest range of implant choices and sizes available today. Is Biomet right for you? Ask your doctor. To learn more, visit our website or call for a free brochure. Biomet, advanced science for real living.
We look out for each other. We do it without thinking, without reward. It's what we do. And that's why there's more help coming from Medicare. New prescription drug coverage. With it, everyone who is eligible for Medicare can be covered for the prescriptions they need to stay healthy. But all of us should learn more about it, because choices must be made. And we can help each other. Because that's what we do.
To get help, go to Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE 24 hours a day. And look for a special insert in the September 25th issue of Parade magazine.
Me? I'm a problem solver. There's a problem, I solve it. One problem I thought I'd solved? My acid reflux disease. I thought it was just bad heartburn. But when I went back to my doctor, he told me over time stomach acid had damaged the lining of my esophagus. He prescribed Nexium. Said I needed more than heartburn relief. My esophagus needed repair. Nexium healed the erosions in my esophagus. And one prescription Nexium pill a day keeps me healed and relieves my heartburn. So I don't just feel better, I am better. My doctor did say other serious stomach conditions may still exist, and headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain could be side effects of Nexium.
Talk to your doctor about Nexium and find out if a free trial is right for you.
Even the best problem solvers need a little help sometimes.
Nexium, the healing purple pill. If you can't afford your medications, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
As expected today, the Senate Judiciary Committee approved John Roberts' nomination to be the next Chief Justice of the United States. The vote was 13-5. That's 3 Democrats joining all 10 Republicans in the majority. The full Senate expected to confirm Roberts next week. With twin natural disasters costing hundreds of billions of dollars and new questions about how the U.S. can afford all of this and the war in Iraq, President Bush had some strong things to say today about the continuing U.S. presence in Iraq. Our chief White House correspondent David Gregory with us from there with more. Evening, David.
Good evening, Brian. Today, the president was trying to juggle all of the attention on Rita with, as you say, these ongoing difficulties in Iraq. Speaking at the Pentagon today, the president directly challenged those who were calling for the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Iraq, saying to do so would hand the terrorists an historic victory against the United States and embolden them.
The terrorists saw our response to the hostage crisis in Iran, the bombings of the Marine barracks in Lebanon, the first World Trade Center attack, the killing of American soldiers in Somalia, the destruction of 2 U.S. embassies in Africa, and the attack on the USS Cole. The terrorists concluded that we lacked the courage and character to defend ourselves, and so they attacked us.
These comments today, just 2 days before a major anti-war rally planned here in Washington. And Brian, the president warning of more violence in Iraq before the constitutional referendum next month.
David Gregory at the White House. David, thanks. When cable news channels broke away last night from covering 2 hurricanes, a war, and the pending vote for a chief justice, it was for very big news. A potential disaster involving a JetBlue commercial aircraft packed with terrified passengers. Millions of Americans watched the drama live. So did passengers on board the plane. NBC's George Lewis reports on how it all unfolded.
3:17, Flight 292 takes off from Burbank, California, but the nose wheel is stuck at a 90-degree angle. The pilot goes on the intercom and tells the 140 passengers.
We have run all the relevant checklists and are confident that we know exactly what the issue is.
4:20, the pilot flies low past the tower at Long Beach Airport so controllers can inspect the malfunctioning wheel.
The plane has been circling for the better part of an hour.
4:37, MSNBC breaks into hurricane coverage to show live pictures of Flight 292.
It seemed to be getting worse, and then we saw ourselves on the news.
The passengers themselves are watching the coverage on the jetliner's satellite TV system. One of them, Dave Renitz, tapes a farewell message to his girlfriend on his camcorder.
Thought I'd leave you a message just in case. Says I love you.
6:17, after burning off fuel, the pilot prepares for an emergency landing at Los Angeles International.
Brace, brace, brace.
On board, passengers assume the crash position. 6:19, the nose wheel scrapes along the runway, creating a huge shower of sparks. The passengers smell the burning rubber and hang on for dear life. Finally, the Airbus stops safely. 6:28, passengers get off.
Good job, thank you.
Glad to be alive, not anxious for any reruns of this, the ultimate in reality TV. George Lewis, NBC News, Los Angeles.
When we come back, following Katrina's victims, 44 people, 4 generations in one house.
Sadly, arthritis pain can mean the end of life's little pleasures. But not for people who use Aleve. People whose doctors have told them the good news about the strength of Aleve. The good news that only Aleve can stop arthritis pain all day with just 2 pills. That would take 8 Tylenol. Take back the pleasure arthritis pain took away. Ask your doctor about the good news. Ask your doctor about Aleve.
Seen Quizno's new Cabo Chicken Sub with deli-sliced chicken, bacon, and cheddar all topped with a mild chipotle mayo and fresh guacamole? Hubba hubba. That thing's a looker.
Quizno's new Cabo Chicken Sub, just $2.99.
Wow, just $2.99.
We're investing over $1 billion in North America.
It began with a new design and research center and test track in California, a new engineering facility in Michigan, and now a state-of-the-art assembly plant in Alabama, creating thousands of new jobs across the country. The result will be a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Dogs want to be with us more than anything in the world. Because they're dogs, and that's what they do. And when we can't be with them, we give them a jawbone to keep them happy, because we're dog lovers, and that's what we do. Pedigree Jawbone, the long-lasting bone with a meaty center that keeps dogs happy.
We're going to Las Vegas.
Thanks to Polydent, I'm flying free.
We're going to Florida.
And thanks to Polydent, I'm flying free.
It's true. Buy 5 boxes of Polydent and 1 airline ticket and get a second ticket free worth up to $500. You can fly to over 100 places on most airlines.
We're going to New York. Yeah, New York.
For details, see specially marked boxes or visit Polydent.com. Polydent. Buy 5, fly a friend free.
I'm Joe Donlin. Next, after nightly news, the Portland man who claims his 12-year-old sister is forced to live in a filthy house. Unit 8 investigates this case.
I'm Matt Safino. Hurricane Rita churning towards the coast of Texas and Louisiana. We'll have the latest on its path, position, and strength. And your weekend forecast looks good. All the news coming up at 6.
Plus team.
For all of those who've ever complained about having family stay with you, even over the holidays, watch closely. We've been tracking the families displaced by Katrina. There are some true saints out there who don't get flustered by house guests. Try over 40 of them. The story of Mary Mays tonight in our Home Away from Home series from NBC's Ron Allen in Richmond, Texas.
Hello.
Hey, hi, dearie.
When Mary Mays arrives home from her accounting job in Houston, she keeps counting. We all gonna get together so we can bless the food. She has 44 guests in her 5-bedroom house.
Lord God, we come before you, Father. Thank you, Lord.
4 generations from the family tree, and a few of their neighbors from New Orleans, too, all under one roof. How do we manage? Very carefully. How many more? About 20 more. They share the cooking and eat in shifts. I'm gonna get a bag to put the clean clothes in. Each family has a laundry day. The washer and dryer never stop running.
There's at least 15 kids in the house. Plenty for your own football team. Yeah.
How is the family doing? They're doing pretty good. Lucille Gooden